Conquerors, warriors, welcome into Monday's edition of the Front Seven Rush Show. I'm Vince Ingram. Got my superstar producer, big time Bijan, Kelley.
Yo, what is up?
What's up, man? How you doing? My boy ain't
I'm
here
good.
yet, is he?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
On his way. On his way.
Cool. What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I uh I went to we were talking about therapy and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
went in it's not therapy, but I went to I can't get the words out. I went to take an ADHD test today. There it goes.
ADHD test.
Yeah.
Um, damn. So, what? I mean, you got your results in? Yeah, you passed or what?
No, so it's a 2-day thing. I gotta go back on Thursday, and I'm going between. I think I'm either gonna land either at ADHD or bipolar, but either way, it's gonna be borderline. And wherever we go from there, I'm just taking steps to figure out like, you know, whatever could help me, stay on track. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, so I mean, stop me when I get too nosy here.
No,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm an open
I
book.
mean, what do you feel? What is it about you? What do you feel that makes you feel like I need to get this checked?
Uh, for me, the biggest factor for me is productivity because of who raised me. My parents are entrepreneurs
Hmm.
through and through. So um, that's kind of like that's kind of a part of me. Not being an entrepreneur, I'm going to say is, but being productive. That's a part of me. Being a productive member of society, having my own, uh, you know, thriving, succeeding like a man, right?
Right.
And so I have a lot of role models around me. I have a lot of images, like for example, you, Nas. I got other people, my dad. I even have stepdad and other people
Hmm.
where I see the differences. I see the level of consistency there, and it's not even necessarily an age thing either. I know all of y'all are my senior by at least double, but um, it's it's a focus thing, and I don't know, maybe technology or just me having all these options around me. I don't know what it was that I don't know, maybe like
Hmm.
my focus is shot, right? So that really hurts productivity a lot. So me, Vince, we we have to run our own businesses. You know that. We don't you and I we're not trying to work for other people.
Right.
So you watching the show on the
I'm
show?
not, man. I'm not. I'm trying to share the show. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Look.
Uh,
I'm listening. I really am. Go ahead.
so yeah, no, I mean we have time because we're waiting for Nas and waiting for people to jump in. So yeah, so you
So,
know, yeah,
mm, so you
did
do
I
you
even
feel
answer your
like?
question?
I mean, you. I think somewhere in there you did, but no, I'm good. Just talk. You know what I mean? Um, do you feel? Does any part of you feel like that you have to? Um, what do they call it? Do you have to measure up to like your pops and mom and myself? And do you feel like that? Do you feel pressure to be a
No,
certain way? Is it just your own
it's
pressure
it's
from yourself?
it's my own pressure, and I'm not looking at any of you and your success. I'm looking at your consistency. I'm looking at your ability to, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't feel a certain type of way, to still get up and go for it, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
I noticed that I And this is where I knew it was a problem, where I'll have the thought, I'll have
Mhm.
the ambition in here,
Mhm.
but the my body's not doing that. I'm stuck in place. Like, you know how people when they're depressed kind of
Mhm.
thing. But I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm not depressed. Like, why am I stuck here? You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
but really I'm not feeling much of anything at all. I actually feeling very nonchalant, just like, and it's like, but why? You know, so there's all these
Mhm. Mhm.
questions, right? Of
Mhm.
why don't I feel what I'm thinking, and why does it seem like it's such an uphill battle to
Mhm.
just check the things off the list? And it's like, um, and then that's when I found out recently, because my brother's been very vocal about it. He got diagnosed with bipolar, and
Mhm.
and so it's like I think when you hear bipolar ADHD, you think of somebody that's like, the extreme, but there's
Right.
like all types of different levels of it, and yeah,
Let me
yeah.
add, I
So
mean, and let me say this.
yeah.
Let me just add, I'm just and I'm saying this with all due respect. You gotta remember where I'm from, and
Mhm.
you know me better than anybody. I
What are
mean,
you gonna say?
I damn near gotta be on an IV to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 man.
Is that easier way to saying you could be a little lazy, maybe?
No, no, because
That's
I
not it, huh?
know,
Just right off the
no,
muscle. That's not it.
no, and right off the muscle, I know it's not laziness because it's not in me. It's not in me to be lazy. It's in me to think and work and act. It's in me. It's I have this like motor inside of me, right? But
Right.
hold on,
I'm listening.
but I don't know if you've ever felt this. Um, you just can't move. You're in a state. You're just kind of paralyzed. Just like you think it, but you're just not moving. Now, a lazy person, they just don't want to do it at all. They just don't want to do it, and they'll make up excuses. But I'm saying, like, literally, imagine. Have you ever had one of those dreams? I've never had it. It's called like the witch on your back or something like
I
that.
have. I had those dreams. I've had
Yeah,
those dreams, yeah. But
yeah.
that's
So
the only time but still, even with that dream, I'm fighting like a son of a gun.
no, exactly. No, you're fighting, right? And so that's
Yeah.
how it is, like in my head, outside of dreaming.
Um
Is that how it's
no,
that's
no,
the
no.
best thing. Like,
I hear it, man. I hear it. And I just I want to thank God you're getting the help that you need. Because
say it
you're
like
gonna be
that.
all right. No, no, no. I might be saying it, throw it off because it's still
You go, I'm
it's
gonna be all right.
it's yeah. I mean, you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna be good. Ain't no question about it. Um, but no, I've never felt that way. Never.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, what you're describing. Let me tell you something. What I've literally
Uh-huh.
didn't feel like getting up from
Yeah.
being maybe tired.
Yeah.
I've literally rolled myself off of the bed onto the floor. I was either gonna hit the floor face first, real talk. I mean, threw myself out like, damn, I don't want to get up, I don't want to get up, and just threw myself out. And I'm gonna
See,
either get up, I'm gonna either hit the floor face first. I'm gonna, once I land on my feet, I'm going on finishing doing what I'm doing. I just throw myself out there
that's
when I don't feel like it.
commendable. And you seem like the exact person that's capable of doing that, man.
Nah, I've done
Like,
that
that's
several
man,
times, man. I mean, the
man.
times where I've had a long night, but I have to get up early the next morning
Right, right, right,
and don't feel like it or don't
right.
want to or still feel tired or whatever. Man,
Yeah.
I've just thrown myself, and a couple times I've hit the floor because I didn't, I wasn't ready for it. But once you hit that flow, you're gonna get up. I can guarantee you that.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, for
So I
sure.
mean,
I get you.
you have to get out of your own head. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. And that's
You
hard to do sometimes.
uh,
I don't know,
I'll
man. I
say
think a
okay.
lot.
I'll say okay. I don't want to seem insensitive, but I'll say,
No,
okay,
no, no. I get you. Actually, I think I know why. And there's quite a few people in here. We could probably get started pretty soon. Now I should be here pretty soon. But I think the main difference between you and I, um, so you have people in life that when they grew up, they did a lot of just actions after actions after actions, and that's kind of what they saw and what raised them and what they did themselves.
right,
And then I think there's other people that grew up and it's actually more figurative. It's actually a lot more, you know, like brain puzzle kind of growing up, and just lessons, and like, but not like in the action kind of way or physical way. It's like the more, I don't know, just verbal, and just mentally, like whereas you were probably challenged physically on a day-to-day basis and then challenged mentally, I was challenged mentally and then challenged physically, like the
I can dig
priority.
that. I can dig that.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, I think, I mean, listen to what you just said. You threw yourself out of the bed. I'm not
Mhm.
going to do that. I'm over here trying to do this in here, and I know that makes no sense, but it's like I need to get what you got. You know what I mean?
I feel like that you may be on to something. Probably was challenged more physically, but um, I had to be mentally able to do some of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course, of course.
And
I'm just saying, like,
you know, I I guess it was
fight or
about,
flight,
and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I guess it was about 11th grade um, that I just knew I had to get it. If I
Yeah.
wanted certain things, see, because throughout my whole, like me and Nas be talking, we laugh about it or whatever, but we didn't have much. So I knew some of the things that I wanted or how I wanted to be an adult, I was gonna have to get it.
Mm,
So I knew that
yeah.
in 11th grade. By any means necessary, I gotta get it. I can't do no foolishness, none of that.
You
I just gotta
understood that
get
you
it.
had to act,
Yeah, no
and
question about it.
that's where I'd say we're different. Is, of course, it's not that I didn't know I had to act, but that wasn't the top priority. The top priority for me was planning, whereas the top priority for you was acting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You see that?
Yeah,
Like, that's kind of what I mean.
yeah.
And so then that created this, I think, and I'm just going on, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I think that constant, doing that at such an early stage and doing nothing but that, like, it takes a toll on people where then they live in here
So, but do
and they
they
don't.
call that? What makes them call that ADHD or bipolar? I don't. That I
Well,
guess that's where I'm lost at. Like I
well
see what
then,
you're saying,
yeah.
but how? Why do they have to give that a? I guess it's not an illness, but what is it? It's a
No, no,
for
it's
what?
one of those things where it's like a developmental thing where people can fall into a category, and they just have a name for it. So it's not like you just, oh, I got, you know it's not like, oh, I was born black. It's not like that. It's not genetic. I don't think. I think it's more like you can literally fall into a category. So if you grow up a certain way, thinking a certain way, or having certain interactions or experiences,
Mm,
you can, like, how people can get PTSD later in their life from, like, going to the army, or even early in their life from, like, trauma. You know, PTSD is another mental health thing. So you got PTSD, bipolar, ADHD, like all these, like, they're all up here, right? So it's kind of like a developmental thing. It happens as you go.
okay.
So I definitely think it's something that it's like your way of thinking.
Hmm.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Keep me updated on it, man. Real talk. You know what I mean? I want to know your journey, man. Because I want whatever you need from me. Just let me know if it's anything I can do. You know.
Shoot, us talking about it. But let's get
Yeah,
this show
yeah. Let's
started.
get this joker started, man. You know what I mean? But you know, once I want to know what some of the, because you know we got some critical thinkers over here, man. They may have a,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
I see D Mac and the Lovely throwing they what's up around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, what's up, the lovely Bodine Diabion? Okay, so real quick before we move on, the lovely said, "I would hate to see you on mind altering meds." Uh, I'm
Now,
kind of
does Mets come into play with this?
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
yes.
serious, man?
I'm 100%. Yeah, yes, yeah.
See, now I'm you threw me back
Now
over
I
the
get
fence
it.
now.
Now I get it, and that's where a lot of people shy off, and they're like, I don't. I mean, if it's just a way of thinking, why would you take medication? And it's because of the speed of it. Sure, if you had years to get this worked out, I think you could go the slow and painful route of rewiring the brain. But there's also scientists that figured out there's chemicals and imbalances and things that you can increase and decrease that help you get there.
Oh man,
So
I don't want to sound. I said, oh man, like I said it messed
no,
up, didn't
no,
I?
I mean it makes
But that
sense. I mean,
that really,
oh man,
I
makes
don't
sense.
want to. That's nothing I wanted to hear.
I
Um,
yeah.
I just don't think that's the answer, right? I don't think that's the answer. Period. But I mean, we'll talk later.
Yeah,
Let's keep
right,
it
right,
moving.
right, right. Okay. The lovely said, BJ sounds like you have overachieving syndrome, where people have all these ideas in their head, and it's so much thinking they get paralyzed in movement. Um, yeah, I had that a lot when I was growing up, and today I don't know if I think about it the same way, but I for sure experienced that. Yeah, what do they call it? Paralysis through analysis or something like that. Diabion, Bijan, getting it together. It's a process. Take whatever steps needed to get where you need to go. Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, and the level, you're right. Yeah, the people I look up to weren't where I'm at 26, but I still know the difference, though. I hear stories. I've asked Vince, I've asked Nas, I've asked others, like, how it was when they were my age and stuff. And that was on purpose. I'm comparing and contrasting, and I see other people my age, and I know where it's just a thing where I've done too much analyzing of myself and other people, where I'm just like, okay, I know where I want to be and how I think, and what for some reason I'm like not able to quite get, you know.
So somebody saying, "Hey man, get your ass up," wouldn't help.
No, no, I mean, well, this is
Okay.
the thing. No, Vince, you're actually, for me, something like that would help, because I'm like borderline, but
Mhm.
I don't have anyone like that. Because I'm as I get older and older, if that wasn't ingrained in enough time, that's
Mhm.
something now I'm left to just do that myself, right? So and I know it could sound like, oh well, you just need to tell yourself to get up, but it's like when it gets on to a certain point, it becomes a emotional thing. It becomes a mood and
Now
mental, and
let me ask you something. If at any chance your lady says something to that nature, would you
no,
be all right with it?
no, it doesn't. That doesn't work. It would have. She's not like authoritative. I'm sorry. It's just and it bothers her, but no, nothing she says helps. No, it doesn't. No, I'm not gonna say it like that, but like if she tries, like, oh hey, you need to get up, you need to do this, she'll have to do it like 20 times.
Really?
Yeah, she'll have to really bug me, annoy the heck out of me. You know?
And she ain't doing that.
No, definitely not.
And most women won't. They'll just leave before then. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
If they
yeah,
feel a certain type of way.
and that makes sense.
Um, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Vince, really, the issue where I think where it becomes a big problem is doing my own thing, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily doing what like other people like. If I was just working at just a 9 to 5, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like there it's more under wraps because I can just kind of go in, do whatever structure, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But my own thing, that it's like, oh, okay, I noticed there's a key part I'm missing right there.
Well,
Key part.
BJ, you know, man, that you do your own thing in addition to,
Yeah,
until your own thing is where you need it to be. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I had a trucking company and I worked for FedEx for 3 years. Well, I owned a trucking company and I worked for FedEx. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Until I knew for sure my trucking company was
Oh
enough.
yeah.
So you don't lose sight of what you're doing, but you keep yourself busy with the other stuff. And if you still got room to think about what you should other stuff you things you should be doing or what you didn't do, then you're not busy enough. See, you at the point in your life, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You young Thundercats, man.
Thundercats.
You guys are at the point in your life, man. You're 26. You have no kids. It's rare. Right now, you still got a foundation, man. You can do some things, brother. You can if you can make some major moves, man, at this point in your life. But you have to do it in steps.
Yeah.
And if your finances is not right, if your credit number is key right now.
Yep.
It's key. In your life, that's all you should be thinking about is your credit being A1. You get your credit A1, man, you can make some major moves. Now, I'm not even talking about getting to your own thing yet.
Right.
I'm just talking about making major moves just because you can. And with
I
you
hear you.
with the situation you're in, no kids is a big deal. You don't have any kids, so you don't have anybody to look out for but you. Man, I'm telling you, man, you start there. You know what I mean? Start that, man. Let me make sure. And I don't know what your credit is like, but I'm just saying, you
Yeah. No,
make sure
I
you're
have, man,
okay. And
and for sure, I've been working on that and other things like that. I see is just necessary that I'm gonna need, especially as as I'm getting up there and and deeper into this grown adult
right,
stage. So things like that for sure, 100%. And I think I have made the mistake of leaving jobs too soon, um,
right.
to try and do my own thing, and then I find myself going back to a job and trying again. I have done that too soon.
And see, I
Uh,
believe that right there, man, can get you off balance. When you leave
mm,
somewhere, you go back, you leave this, you do that, you do that. There's no structure. There's no
yeah,
stability. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Get somewhere, stay at that somewhere, and just rock that somewhere while you're doing your own thing, man. After the fact. See, you
I
guys,
get that.
y'all care too much about sleeping and all that crap, man.
No, no,
You know
no.
what I
I
mean?
don't. I don't. And this is
At
the
this,
thing,
listen, at
Vince.
this point in your life, man, you
Uh
don't need none of that. I
huh. I
mean, you
know.
could actually
I
be
know.
working two jobs, brother.
I know.
You
I
could be
know.
working two jobs and doing your own thing, man.
I know. I called it the what did I say, from 1 to 20? That's like your age is just you're growing. You have your free time, and then I said from like 20 to 50 is just like or 20 to 40 or whatever you want to say. I was like, that's just the year of pain. Just grind. Just put
Just
in all
grind,
your
man.
work,
You
and
you you
I
just grind,
know
brother,
that.
and there's no excuse.
I know.
That's
I know.
all a
I
part of
know.
being a man.
There's no excuse. So the thing is though, when I've tried, and I know a lot of like what you're saying, I've been on. It's been on my mind. It's been on my heart. I've tried this, tried that, and then what the lovely just said is about finding your purpose. I also got honed in on that, and paying attention to what's really right for me, who I am, my personality. Like what I'm saying is the internet is at our fingertips. Like I I'm a researcher, man. I look this stuff up. I digest it. Now the issue is the consistency. There's an imbalance somewhere where it doesn't stay. Where I feel like when I was younger, I think it probably stayed more, or maybe it was because I just had structure all around me, right? But now at this point, it's like it's not a learning thing. I'm realizing that it's not a learning thing. A lot of times you realize the obstacle in front of you is the fact that you just don't know like what what to do, or you just haven't learned that step yet. And I don't feel like that's what this is, because
Now you just gotta get out and do it, man. Yeah, I mean,
that's the number one
I
thing
guess
people
it's so
say.
easy. It's much easier said than done, I guess. But we just, you know, I will never understand the the law. I would never
Yeah,
understand that, man. There was nothing that I wouldn't do legitimately to make it. I knew a lot of things wasn't my end game, but
yeah,
I knew I had to get there. 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 I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. There wasn't no question about it.
yeah.
And so, this is with a kid. So I'm just saying, you're in a great position, man. You're actually in the best position you can be, and you just got to get it, man. And you can get it. You don't get in the bed though. I can promise
No,
you
no,
that.
of course not.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this before we move on, because I guess this became a bigger topic. I do think it's a generational thing, because this stuff is now all of a sudden more. Uh, it's just on the rise compared to y'all's generation, right?
I
And
totally agree.
and,
There's a
and I
lot of you
don't.
cats that's lazy as
Yeah.
hell, man.
No, no, hold up. And I don't think it's just that. Like, oh, it's just lazy. I think it's circumstances. I think there's something about how we're being raised, or something about the just there's something about what we have access to that just makes us so much more emotional, and so much more. I'm not gonna say like weaker, but there's something about there's there's a word for it that spunk. I don't know. No, I'm just
I know
kidding.
you can. I mean, a lot of you guys don't have the grit. I mean, but I do know y'all can't. You have to get to the point to where you can't use anything for excuses. First of all, you got to get to that point. Like it's not how I was raised. It's not because I had the internet. It's not because I had social media. It ain't this. It ain't that. It's you. Period. I mean, you control your own destiny. You know what I mean? Don't give me
So
that crap.
you think
Don't give me that.
millions?
Don't give me that crap about if I listen to a rap song,
No,
I'm a gangster now. I'm just saying.
no,
I'm using that
no.
as an example.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah,
these kids is, if I play a video game now, I want to go kill somebody. Get the hell out of here, man.
yeah. No, that's yeah. Nah,
You know what I mean?
nah.
It's a game. It's a song.
But
I
this is what I
mean,
will say. This is what I will say. It's not the video game. It's not the music. I don't think y'all realize how much we see and how much we do on the internet. I don't think y'all realize it. I don't think y'all realize how much we see and how much we do on the internet that can influence us
hey
so
man,
much.
we seen a
So
lot. Y'all
much.
see it on the internet. We seen it live and in
No, no,
person.
but that's what I'm saying. It's a difference, because we can see so much more of it in so much faster amount of time. We get desensitized to it. It just has weird reactions on our brains, I personally think, versus seeing something in real life where it's coming more or less in a logical order. Like I'll see puppies, and then I'll see a decapitated head, and then I'll see a pregnancy, and then I'll see a football game, and then I'll see like, and it's just, I mean, of course we're messed up.
Mm. Oh
like,
man. Hey man, I'm gonna let you talk to them, man. I can't. I can't. Look, man, my hands are tired, bro. I'm gonna let you talk to them, man.
uh,
Oh my goodness, man.
what are they saying? Oh man. All right. So
They love you, BJ, man.
yeah. Uh,
What the lovely said,
let's go back up.
get what you need.
The lovely
Uh,
said the meds cause more depression than anything. Yeah,
mm,
I think side effects for sure can mess can mess someone up. Vicky said, "BJ, you got this. No meds needed." A wise lady once told me, "Baby, you can do or have anything you want. You just have to want it bad enough."
is that it? Is that you say you know, excuse me, what you want, but maybe you don't want it bad enough.
I thought about that too, Vince, and that's actually something that I struggle with is wanting anything badly enough. But then I'm like, whoa, I'm not depressed. I hate thinking about that because I'm like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not depressed. That sounds like that's a little deep. But then it's like, dang. So then it's like, but what is it? Because I know what I want and I know what's at the top of the list. But there's also something that's like, well,
Let me ask you a question.
what's
Do you want your own residence?
yeah,
You
yeah,
want your own money.
of course,
You want to be able to go and come when you please.
for sure,
Yeah,
100%
right.
freedom.
You want to be able to have whatever company you want to have whenever you want to have it. If you want to, do you want to, walk around in your drawers? Sometimes you can do it. All of
Yeah,
that, right?
all of that.
I mean, there's no greater love, man, than to be able to do all of that whenever you get ready. It's called being the king of your castle. And that right there should just be embedded in you to where you just tell yourself, by any means necessary, I'm gonna get to that point.
Now I could be going on a stretch here, but I think y'all have more realistic expectations. Your generation.
I agree. Um, one thing I'll say, man, is now I don't think y'all can blame us because, and we've talked about this before, but we was in probably a little bit better situations than our parents was. Well, I know
Mhm.
we were, you know. And so, of course, we're gonna want to give our kids a better lifestyle, right?
No, I don't think it was. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I agree with you though.
But
I don't think.
once you get a certain age as a young man and as a young woman, you have to have the same. Y'all mind has to be the same way we were, because we was like, man,
No,
I can't get out of my mama. I can't wait to get out of my mama house.
we have those same thoughts and feelings, but imagine all my. And I'm gonna go back to this. Imagine all the stuff we see on a daily basis. It gets hard to just want that, and that should like those things should be at the
What do
peak.
you see that's so?
But can you imagine feeling like that peak isn't the peak because you have all this technology and all this intangible stuff and virtual reality and stuff. It makes your mind go like there has to be more. And you ever heard of oh, the simulation this, the simulation that, like it's just how we think. It's like we're not rooted to Earth anymore. We are in space. We are in space.
Hey man, let's talk to them, man. What's up, man?
He said,
Because
"Talk to."
I thought I'm usually pretty good at the remedy, man. But
Let's see.
this got me beat.
The lovely says, "Stop comparing yourself to others." I don't. I don't actually compare myself to others. I observe and I look back and I see what I like in others and I
Hmm.
see what I would want in myself. But I definitely do not compare myself because that makes you sad. Diavion said, "You got to realize that if you don't do it for yourself or put somebody or something in place to get it done, you won't get anywhere. You can't wake up every day putting the responsibility on others for your aspirations and goals and the things you want to achieve in life." I take 100% responsibility for all my failures. I do. I do. And
Yeah.
and Vince will
And
probably tell you.
you hadn't had any failures yet, first of all. You might think you failed at certain things, man. Like the lovely said, you 26, bro. You gonna fail. Just when you fail, fail big. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm still failing. I'm 51. This ain't the last time I'm gonna fail. So that's what you gotta conquer that right there. The whole failing thing, that's
yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah,
You did?
for sure,
So
for sure.
you gotta wipe that out of your mind. Don't
Now,
even
now that I will say that's a big thing. And I think in the last couple of years, that's been a focus of getting better with that for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
something small, man. That whole failing crap, that happens, man. You just when you fail, you just whatever you fail, it fail big.
because I
Real big.
understand the faster you fail, the more, the harder you fail, and you just keep going at it. I mean, you're gonna get where you want to
And
go
learn from them
faster.
mistakes. That's
I
it.
I get that. I get that. I get that. But I
Mhm.
don't like failing. I don't like it.
Nobody likes it, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's part of reality and it's part
yeah,
of growing up, and
yeah,
it builds character. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
100%.
And you need that to be successful. Very successful. When you have character, man, I mean that'll take you a long way.
Yeah,
And that's the only way you're gonna get that by failing at stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Vicky said, believe in yourself, the little engine that could, and don't be afraid of failure.
There you
Uh,
go.
yeah. Um, yeah. Gotta
Yeah,
stay
D man, you
busy.
gotta be busy, man. Cats
Gotta stay
look
busy.
young cats like y'all, man. Y'all cats need to be grinding, man. Y'all
I
need to be
agree with
grinding.
what you say, Vince.
Straight
And
grinding, man. I mean, at the point in y'all life, man, and y'all have opportunities to do all kind of stuff, man. You know
I
what I mean?
love when I just feel busy. Of course, I mean it gets a little stressful, but I love that versus the just absence of just no, like I hate it. I hate it.
I'm
I
gonna tell
hate
you
it.
something. I got some clients, right? They own this car dealership. Young guys, man, and they I don't know what nationality they are, but it's three of them, three young guys. Hey man, they buy junk cars, dude. Junk. Okay. These guys buy junk cars. They rented this space from this other guy where they keep these cars. I mean, it's three of them. So each one of them buy his own cars.
Yeah,
They buy these junk cars from the auction. Okay. And BJ, I'm serious, man. They paying $500, $600, $700 for these cars, and then they sell them on the internet, bro, as is, right?
as
They
is.
may well they what they'll do is they got one little mechanic that they bring in, get him a little, get him a little salary.
Yeah,
He fix whatever needs to be fixed. Now they disclose this on the contract that the cars as is, but you would be amazed of how many people would go online and buy these cars knowing that they need work, but they sell the cars cheap. So they may pay $600, $800 for them, then they turn around and sell them for 1,800. Well, they make $1,000 profit. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
right.
And man, this is all these cats do. Okay, but they moving because I move the cars for them, so I know I'm taking them 10 or
Yeah,
12 a week. 10 or 12. They selling them like that, man. So it's things like that that you young guys need to open your mind up to, man, with cars, with houses. That's why I say, man, make sure your credit is if you get your credit right, man, you have no kids, you have nothing to lose. You can
yeah,
fail.
yeah.
You
Right,
can
right,
fail.
right.
So it's things like that that will give you a jump start and make you smile that will keep you motivated. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You you
I
you
like
know you
stories
you,
like that, man.
you know little fixer up houses, man. You guys can do that with decent credit and a signature, and you'll be
Yeah,
amazed, man. So you just have to open your mind up to everything because right now it's just your mind is closed, in my opinion, and it should be wide open because of the situation that you're in.
yeah,
The whole young man, no kids. I mean, you guys don't even have to sleep, man. Y'all don't have to sleep. Y'all just roll, man. Just roll. You D Mac, you cats like y'all, man. Please. I wish I knew, and you hear people say it all the time, but I didn't learn a lot of these things until my 40s, early 40s, stuff like that. But if I
Right.
knew these things in my 20s, oh my God,
Man.
bro, I mean, yeah, I'd be hanging with Jerry Jones now. You know what I mean? I just didn't know these. I just didn't know this
there,
type of stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of hustles out there, man, and I love to hear them, but I wouldn't necessarily say my mind is closed because like I'm open to a lot of things, but I'm not gonna just do everything. I'm just like, oh, that's dope. But me, if it's not technology or something, or like
That's a closed mind.
I love technology, man.
I mean, yeah, hell, I love football, but I can't get my ass out there and play.
Yeah, I get
That's a closed mind, man. When
I
you
know, I
just
get you, I get you.
technology, technology, tech, yeah, that's good.
I
But
get
why
you.
you doing technology?
But people say you gotta be consistent if you want it. So I'm like, all right, let me just choose
Nobody
this because
said
it used to not be that. It used to be anything I could get my hands on. Now I'm like, let me just focus more on this.
no. That's not consistency. Don't mean if you trying to lose weight, if you worked out 5 days a week and you just stop working out, that's not being consistent. If you worked out 5 days a week and now you work out 2 days a week, that's still consistent. You feel me? So you can
Hmm.
still just don't stop. That's the problem when you just stop.
Right,
That's
right,
where
right.
all the real good ideas is in the graveyard when people just stop. So you just don't
I like
stop on
that.
the technology. You just do implement other stuff in your life, man. I mean,
I like that you said that because yeah, that's stopping. Yeah,
you guys
that
not
kills a
busy
lot of
enough, man.
things. That kills a lot of things,
Y'all boys not busy enough, man. I can find some of y'all do. Trust me.
man.
I can find stuff y'all can do, man.
uh, let's see. Failures when you stop trying. The lovely just echoed that what you just said. Failures when you stop trying, not when things don't work the way you want it to. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Urban said, I also think you have to see that hustle firsthand from someone close to you. I have from many people, definitely.
That's what he
But
said, Herb. He watching people around him get it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The lovely said, get your ass off the internet. I could definitely I should, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Use the internet for business only, man. You know what I mean? And you may be on to something.
um, yeah, true about the realistic expectations. I believe I can get a $54 million house, and I haven't even touched 100,000 yet at 23.
I mean, you gotta speak that out there, man.
I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah, you have to manifest it. But if you believe you can get it in a month, then maybe that's, you know, maybe that's a little out there.
It could be, but that's his own. I mean, if that's what gets him going,
Okay, okay. Well,
you
I
feel me?
like your perspective on things. I like that.
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, you can't knock what gets him going. That may
right.
be, I'm gonna give me a $54 million house next month. And he may be busting his ass to get that fit. Now he may not get a $54 million house, but he may be able to get $1 million house next month. Just because he was trying to get a $54 million house.
That's
You
true.
just
That's
can't, you
true.
just you
That's
just
true.
gotta tell
That's true.
yourself it ain't nothing that you can't do.
That's
And
true.
then you gotta go get it. You just not gonna get it in the bed.
Sammy said, "It seems like you're easily influenced by other things." Uh, no, I wouldn't say I'm easily influenced. I pay attention to a lot of things, and I actually just listen. So like I could listen to Vince, I could listen to Nas all day, and I'll pick out the best things that I think like those key things, and I'll kind of remember those and hold that in. But I'm way past just being pushed and pulled by
Yeah,
anything and
you
everything.
never said an influence. You just said and some it sound like what I'm hearing. I just lose focus. I just lose
Focus
focus.
is focus,
Yeah,
focus,
I get off track, I
focus.
lose focus, and then I get I get down on myself because it ain't moving fast enough. And that's something that's you really got to keep in perspective. Nothing is gonna happen overnight. It's just not, man. It's just
Yeah.
not. How long we been working on Front Seven Rush? 2007.
And you really reignite that every time we talk about it or something, you really reignite it because man, there's been several times that I felt like I failed. Like I could count on my hands that I feel like I like failed with the whole front seven rush. It's just like, man,
You just got to think
we've
about
had conversations like many
right,
times actually.
but that's easily. You have to think about where we started in Denny's to where we at now. I mean, if you think about it that way, it's a success. You know what I mean? We're not where we want to be,
Yeah,
of course, but you just got to think what you got to keep saying to yourself where we started. Where we
that
started,
that
man.
is hard to remember, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, I think about that and I know that we're going to get to where we trying to get. I just already know that it's not it's a long marathon. It's nothing is a sprint. It's a marathon. With anything that you're trying to build and create, man, it's going to take time. You have to build it. You know, the foundation and da da da, and the brick and the brick and the brick and the brick. And then you eventually you're going to get to that point. You're going to get to that point. And when you get to that point, that's why I feel so good when you finally get there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
if you started something on a Friday and it ended the next Friday, I mean, I mean, if you started something on a Friday and it took off, it
Hmm.
ain't gonna last long. It's gonna go up and come down.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta the way I feel anyway. You just gotta tell yourself, man,
So
and that's a
so no, I'm sorry. Everybody's been giving great advice, but let me make it plain and simple of why I have chosen to go to a clinic, okay? I'm going to make it plain and simple. Okay. Bijan has a brain that works like this. He gets really excited about something and he has all these ideas and it's crazy and it's amazing. Vince, you've seen me like this and how he'll be energetic and talkative like he just got the next big idea. And then and then and then you can literally see it maybe in his face or in his activity that it dies and there's something about his mood, there's something inside him where he can't just reignite it. It's like the flint is wet, and so then he tries to stay busy. Vince, I do try to stay busy, so I'll do other things. I'll try this side job. I'll try this, and 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 I'm always thinking about it, and I come back to things a lot. Like I mean, there's projects that I've told you about, and that we've been working on that like run through my mind weekly, man.
Mhm.
That I'm just like, man, I wish I had this, or I wish I had that, or oh man, if we would have started when we had the idea and like kept going from there to now, oh man, like,
Mhm.
and it's all a matter of that thing that dies inside of me, and that's what I'm trying to balance out.
Mhm.
That's why, after trying so many things and listening to wonderful people like all of you and Vince for years, I'm like, okay, let me try something different. And that's why I'm going to a clinic, because I'm trying something different. For the last years, I'm trying something different. So,
And that's the thing. You're absolutely right. We need to let you try it. Who knows? Just because we feel like that we don't need it, or it may not work for us, or whatever the case may be, that's your journey. So by all means, man, you know what I mean. You should, you know, definitely continue. Because I see something to come in, and you don't need that, and you don't need this, and I mean nobody really knows what you need. You know what I mean? But you. So once you get it, or see it, or feel it, or hear it, then you'll know, and then whatever that you're dealing with, may be rectified. I don't know. Well, I
see.
know. I mean, I know you're gonna be good, but I'm just saying that may be the journey that you have to take to
Yeah.
get where you're trying to go.
Hey, man,
Uh,
if this doesn't work, I already know what the next step is, man.
man, I don't even know if I want to hear it, man. I don't even
Look,
know. I don't even know if I want to hear it, bro.
you
I'm
remember when I
serious.
went the whole year not drinking for whatever reason? I don't know. As if I had
I
a
I
drinking problem to
remember.
begin with. Like, man, I'm going to some type of extreme of rewiring my brain, man. If I gotta move to Africa and like, man, like if this doesn't work, I'm gonna get it somehow. I'm going to get what you guys have somehow. I'm gonna get it. Like if I
This
have
this
to
this this,
build a
this will
house by
work.
my own hands, like
Yeah, this will work, man. So what Vicky say? We're gonna read a couple more, then we'll move on.
yeah, let's go back to Vicky. She said, "Yeah, it's generational. This generation has been given too much, and life has been easier for y'all." Vince, you're right. These kids making excuses to be lazy. Damn, BJ, no, you're not depressed. You know what you want. So while you on that computer, Google how to go get it. I met you. I know you got this. It's not that simple, y'all. I Google everything. I know how to get all types of hustles. I could inform y'all on some hustles. It's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Everything requires a sacrifice. I agree. I agree. That's big. And
Mm-hmm.
yours is you have to be willing to do what others won't do. Get moving. Yeah, yeah. And DeLovely said, so you have a fear of failure. Look into that. Again, failure is when you stop trying. That out of this whole conversation, that's the biggest takeaway. I do
Mm-hmm.
want to look into that right there. Because I actually do think that might be a root, a fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And Vince, I
So,
mean, you got that locked away in your head. You're like, failure? What?
oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
I
love that.
don't,
I love that.
not at all. I don't. That don't even at all.
Uh,
Uh, what Sammy say?
Sammy. Sammy said, BJ has tunnel vision. No, I don't. You need a plan for a backup plan. Man, I plan for days. It's the action part. That's the issue. I'm a planner. It's the action part. Uh, your lane is tech. If it ain't Tesla, you don't need to touch cars. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't have a restricted lane. You
No,
ain't
no,
got no
I
lane.
agree. I agree. I agree on that part, though. I agree on what you're saying, Vince. Let's see. So why don't you teach tech classes to low-income kids and adults at the YMCA or your church? Be careful what you pay your attention to. What you pay attention to is what you bring about. The lovely is killing it, and these are the things that I've been focusing on lately. Um, I that whole cycle of what you see and what you say comes back, and that's what feeds you, and also you know fear of failure and things, and also the teaching part. I actually just recently was like, maybe that is something I should incorporate in my careers, like teaching, because that
Might
might
be.
be
You may want to look into it.
yeah,
I mean, you be helping other people. You may get some some
because that seems like the
good.
most actionable thing I do is planning and talking about plans and helping people work through things. So I'm like, well, and that's literally what I was brainstorming with my girlfriend recently. I was like, I kind of hit that epiphany teaching.
Right.
Dang, it's been an hour, man. We gotta talk about something
I
else.
know, man. D Max
All
says
right,
hard to
y'all.
do anything when you lack funding. No, it's not, man. I mean, I've never had a funding, but like that's what I'm saying, man. You have your credit right, you can get the funds,
Hmm,
and you just got to
correct.
start. You may not be able to start with a whole castle, but you can start. You may have to start and build to that and build to that. I think that's a lot of our younger generations setbacks that nobody realizes that it takes a while. It takes a while. It takes a while to build those relationships with those financial institutions where you can get 40, 50, 60, $100,000. They ain't gonna just give you that the first day, even with good credit. They don't know you.
Yeah, right,
So you
right.
gotta go in there and you gotta get 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you do your thing and you pay that back, and then you go back in there and tell them I need 20,000. And they'll give it to you because you gave them that 10,000. and then you do the same. I mean, it's just a cycle. You do that, and then you give it back to them, and then you go in there and say, "I need 50,000." They'll give it to you,
What
but you
happened to
have to.
that? Mhm. Sorry.
That's where you have to start it. So it's not necessarily like a funding. It's patience. You just have to be patient,
Yeah.
even with good credit. But good credit is the start. Is the first thing you do, where you can go in there and get it started. And you go to different institutions. You don't just go to one. You build relationships with credit unions and banks and business lenders and you
Yep.
know all
Yep.
kind of people. And
Yep.
you have people throwing money at you. It's crazy. They want to give you $250,000 credit. I want to give you $100,000. I want to give you $1.5 million. But you have to build these relationships, and trust me, man. Once you build them, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. What happened to that hat you had? It said like billionaire or something on it. Or is
Oh,
it
I
was it a
still got
shirt?
it.
Hat?
No, yeah, it was a shirt, but I had the hat too. Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Oh, Stampede. He said, I've always thought of the condition as an early life crisis. Young people are released into adulthood and it takes a while to get your footing. That's true. I didn't really stabilize until I was about 28. Even after graduating from college, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I even watched friends flourish before me, but I just kept plugging away and it kept getting better. The best thing about being young is that you are young. You have the opportunity to make moves and changes.
There you go. Patience, man. You just gotta be patient. It's gonna happen. You gotta be patient and consistent. Things we talked about. You just can't stop. You can slow down and deprogram yourself and recharge your batteries. Just don't stop.
Hmm. Yeah,
Keep plugging.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, man, look at that. That was an unexpected show. I think we gotta watch out for that. Anytime you ask me, hey, man,
No, no,
well,
no,
what's
no,
up?
no,
How?
man. This is great, bro. This is what we want to do. And that's why we got the listeners we got, man, because they chime in, they get in there, man, and
Yeah,
they all. It's so satisfying to me to see everybody rallying together, man, to come to not your rescue, but to try to
no,
see what they
they're all
can throw out
supportive.
there,
I
man,
love that.
to support you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's cool. I think that's real cool, man. I
that's
think
awesome.
that's real cool. But we're gonna switch gears. You remember when I was telling you about when I sent y'all the pic when I was in the gym, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I sent that pic to you guys. I sent that pic to my brother-in-laws, my sons, um, my close buddies, man, my relatives and close buddies, man. And it's funny because ex Xavier sent me a video this morning about a guy talking about a man keeping himself in condition and you know being able to keep all his body parts working,
right.
and it takes something as small as getting up and doing a little something, a little activity, which is
Yeah,
true. And so she sent me that because she said, I hear you talk about this all the time, wellness and da 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 da. So that's why I sent that to y'all. And man, you would be amazed of how much buzz just me sending that picture and saying
yeah.
I challenge y'all to do that I got back, man. That I mean, my phone just started blowing up because I sent it to like 4 different groups.
Man, I mean,
And
I'm hearing it, so I know we all responded, and in our group chat we have so much going on, and we typically don't respond, and we responded to that, and so now
yeah,
you're telling me, and I'm like, okay,
man,
dang,
it was
wow,
blowing up, man. It was blowing up. My cousins and my sons and everybody was like, I accept, I accept, I accept. And I think that's wonderful, man, because we are the kings, man. Like my
validation.
brother-in-laws, my sons, they the kings to my immediate family, because I'm getting older and stuff like that. And so it's because our sons and our grandsons and stuff like that, man. They kind of looking at us and seeing, you know, like damn, he's still trying to keep his conditioning going. He's still
Yep,
working out stuff like
that's
that.
a good
Yeah,
role
and
model.
they will see that, man, and they'll they'll do. It's amazing because they'll just do it on their own. My son stays in pretty good condition. And so
And
that
even when they fall out of condition, they'll get back in it because
yeah.
that was implanted. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm saying that, man, because I was excited about that. That I actually didn't know it was going to create as much buzz as it did,
man.
but it did, man. I had a couple of cousins shoot videos of everybody. They walking around with their shirts all lifting weights and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but it was cool, man. But it's just something. Another thing that I want to reiterate, kind of based on what you talking about. Before you can do anything, before we can do anything as young men, we got to be in condition.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because we got to be here physically
Yeah,
and in good health to do all these things we just all was talking about. The getting up, going and going and going. So you got to make sure that you keep yourself in condition to make sure that
physically.
everything is working for you. Because trust me, if it's not, man, your lady will move on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, a lot of them will say they probably wouldn't, but I'd love to hear some of my some of my ladies tell the truth and say, yeah, if if you fall off, if my man falls off, in certain areas, that they gonna probably move on. You know what I mean?
I
I mean,
I I don't think they're in here tonight, but I know we know who who would be chiming in right now on that. But I haven't seen them comment this whole time, so I don't think they're in here tonight. But we got some regulars that I know would be like, oh yeah,
don't you
what?
feel like that, man? Don't you feel like if you fell short in certain areas because things that you wasn't doing that you should have been doing, your lady gonna move on, man. She's not gonna hang around for that.
As
You
she
have to
should.
you have to be realistic, right?
Hmm. Yeah, because you would move on if there was something she wasn't doing right.
I mean, but it's very important that you have to remember it's something that they could have did to fix that situation and just didn't.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And just getting up a little bit, man, doing a little working out, a little cardio or whatever, it will it do wonders for your blood flow and a lot of these things that you need.
Man.
Yeah. But I'm yeah, I'm like you said, nobody's gonna admit, yeah, I move around. He ain't got his stuff together. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Man,
man,
what's your deal on this war, man?
the
This
what?
war with Russia. You been
Oh my
keeping up with that?
gosh. Yeah. So not on purpose, honestly, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Um, it's it's my impression of it is it's uncalled for. My
Mhm.
impression of it is we're supposed to be um, you know, in this kind of civilized era where we want world peace and
Right.
at least as close as possible and you got invasions and so it's kind of like I can't side with. I mean, you got 98% of the world saying, "Hey, we're staying in our reasonable,
Mhm.
border lines, and
Mhm.
we're not over here conquering and invading anymore." And you
Mhm.
kind of, it's like I don't want to say beneath us, but it's like something that we've all kind of just agreed not to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my takeaway on it.
Okay. I mean,
So,
I've been watching a little bit of it, but what I got out of it is Russia just doing their own thing, right?
yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Um, I mean, just listening to a little bit of it where they're saying like, I mean, they're doing like you said, it's something that is not supposed to be going on,
Yeah.
and they just
And
jumped
I
on
know we're
board.
not talking details because obviously neither of us are political, like that intense
Right.
political.
Hmm.
Uh, but like, I mean, what else do we have to really say besides it's it's wrong. I don't think Ukraine deserves that. And I actually feel like I kind of get empathetic. I think about like, dang, I'm seeing some of the pictures and images. Of course, you
Hmm.
got to sort through which ones are the real ones and stuff like that. But like either way, I'm like, dang, like that's somebody. That's somebody's neighborhood. That's somebody's
Yeah,
family.
yeah,
Man, man,
yeah. Cause I mean, at first I thought they was just doing like military bases and stuff like that.
yeah,
They doing that in neighborhoods, man. They
yeah,
dropping.
yeah, hmm
That's
yeah.
crazy, bro.
And and so at first it was like, okay, well, they're just trying to, I guess, make a point or whatever. You
Hmm.
know, it's, I don't know if it's really gonna happen. And now you see, like, oh, it's happening. They're, I saw a number thousands of casualties already, already. I'm like, dang.
Well, U.S. is saying that they're not gonna get it in unless, I mean, I guess he take it farther.
Well, like nuclear
Well,
further.
now like uh uh demographically farther, I
Oh, right.
guess.
Yeah, they're like on the outskirts or something of Ukraine. I don't get the difference. I keep hearing this, and I maybe need to really research this.
Hmm.
There's some difference of where they're targeting right now, where it's like technically they're in Ukraine, but there's something about Russia. Maybe it's their excuse or something saying like we recognize these places as independent of Ukraine, so we're not
Hmm.
actually targeting Ukraine. But it sounds like an excuse because on the map it's like, hey, like this is
Yeah.
in Ukraine.
Well, the lovely said they talking peace treaties now, so I guess they trying to work it out. I
I
hope
saw
so.
that. I saw that.
But how does that work if they done did all that damage already?
Exactly, exactly. And so, what are they calling the president of Ukraine? I don't know if there's another word for him. I know, like in
Ambassador.
Canada, and so the leader. I'm just gonna say the leader of Ukraine. He was saying he actually, um, he sent delegates to the peace treaties and stuff, but he doesn't. He thinks that uh, Russia's just doing it just to like I forgot how he worded it, but they're not taking it serious.
Well, hell, he needs to be. You got folk over there dying.
Well, no, not Ukraine, but like saying like Russia, like Putin is just doing it just to do it.
Mm,
Yeah,
damn. Well, hopefully they get together, man. We're gonna pray for them, bro.
yeah.
We're gonna pray for them. So listen, man. Yeah, the show went in a different way, man. But we got to take the show where it goes. But I thought it was great, man. I hopefully you got something out of it, and because it was kind of the Bijan show, which is awesome to me.
I
You know
don't
what I
know
mean?
about that, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Um, yeah. So we gonna shut this puppy down, man. We're gonna shut it down. We appreciate everybody for chiming in.
Nas didn't show up.
Nell Nas didn't make it, but he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be
But
back.
we definitely appreciate everybody on for real for chiming in, man. I thought
Yeah,
it was awesome, BJ, just to talk.
it was great. Like, and no, I'm not over here
Um,
sniffling from. Oh, Vince. Oh, there you go. You were frozen for a second.
mm, yeah, a lot of things you talked about, I didn't know. You know what I mean? So,
And
uh,
no, I was just gonna make a note. I'm not over here sniffling because of anything, but the cold weather outside. We got our weather back and forth. So,
see, now I know you ain't saying that when you talk about it's all right to
no,
cry.
no, it is. It is all right to cry, but I just wanted to clarify that I am not crying on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Delovely. I saw what you said, by the way, just to let you know, and I'm considering that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, oh, she also said my man falls off. He's got 90 days to get it together. Wow.
What's
Uh,
that? We'll re-stampede and we'll get on up out of this joint.
all right. Stampede said I attempted to change careers about 10 years ago to become a speech pathologist because I got tired of corporate. I don't know what that is. I gotta look that up. It didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I felt great to even attempt it. I was able to become an SLP assistant. My daughters got to come to my college graduation, and now my oldest is going to UT. Hey,
That's a major accomplishment, man.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Daughters going to your graduation, now that's dope.
now it's going to your graduation and your baby going to UT. That's awesome, man.
That's even cooler. That's even
That's
cooler.
awesome. Yes, sir. Well, look here, BJ. We're gonna get up out of here, man, and we will reconvene Wednesday, brother.
All right, man. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of you again,
Mm-hmm.
again, and yeah. Have a good night, everybody. See y'all Wednesday.
Yep.
Peace.